All right, this is for Seamus. This is how to do a side return, otherwise known as teardrop return. First, let me show you what it looks like and what it is. It's a method to return the sword and throw in the second shot. Okay? You throw your first shot as you would normally do. You drop the sword to your side, tracing down, up, and if you watch the tip of my sword, it forms a big teardrop. That's to the head. This is to the leg. Now, it's a fairly easy return to do, but it's complicated to learn. And to do it, you have to know a couple of concepts. The first is something called links of transmission. What this means is if you understand how you drive from your legs to throw a shot, and you twist your hips and you put your body into it, well, if you break any of the links of transmission between that and landing the blow, you basically negate your force. And what typically does that? Bending your wrist. If you ever try to push something with a bent wrist like this, you can't push it, but if you keep your wrist straight, you'll be able to push and apply all that force. So it's understanding that. The most common mistake people do when they do a side return, and this is what we're going to train you out of, they come back and they flip their wrist over like this. My wrist is bent now. There's no strength into it. And I just flail at it with my arm. The key is to use your hips and get to a quarter turn. So what I do is you throw the shot, back, turn, back, turn, back, turn. To do this, there's a couple of exercises that we do. These were developed by Paula Bellatrix. They're very good exercises and they're very simple. There are three exercises, they're the same exercise, but they're done in three parts. That's how I was taught to train it. That's how I have trained it for the last 30 some odd years, or 40 years. And it's exercise I still do today. The first part of the training is you have to learn how to move your arms. Because in order to do this, you want to not have your arms flail over and go all kinds of weird places that prevent you from having the force. So it's called the butterfly drill by him. It's an analog. The movements are exaggerated. The first step is cross yourself like a mummy. Drop your hands to your side. Then slowly, without pinching your shoulders, raise your arms. When I do this, I'm like looking down my hand from the side. You notice my hand is not all the way back because that would pinch and cause lose a link of transmission. But it's like I'm sighting a gun. So if I'm looking at you from the side here, I'm like ready to shoot a handgun at your face, right down my hand. And I raise my hands as high as my shoulders. The reason why is because I'm going to strike the head with this. All right? Then, starting with your pinkies, starting with the non-dominant or shield hand, pull it in just like this. Drop, raise, pull. This seems a little silly, but it's an analog for the return. What it is, when I'm crossed like this, it's equivalent to my strike. And rather than fight the sword coming back and try and waste time trying to pull to a stop and start up again, I want to do it as a simple, continuous return. So here, I drop. Wow, the sword goes there easy. I don't have to spend any effort. And then if I take advantage of centripetal force, I can raise, then bring it in. It's just like throwing the shot again. You should do this drill. I'm going to do it with the sword now. You should do this drill with the sword, both hands, about 20 each hand, for a week. It'll get the arm movements down right. It's drop, raise. Now watch how my hand pulls in. The pommel pulls over. I'm not going to break my wrist right now because that'll happen naturally when we throw the shot. Then to start it over again, kick my sword over, drop, raise, pull it in. Drop. Notice my sword's knife edge. This is important. My hand's not rolled over. Raise, pull it in. Same for the left. You go to the left, drop, raise, pull it in. Drop, raise, pull it in. Get the arm movements down first. That's important. This is exaggerated for the drills, but will allow you to go to the next step, which is the return itself. Now, the next step is to start teaching you how to turn your hips to throw a shot. Because if we throw with the arm, all you're going to do is rip up the shoulder. So what you want to do is be able to deliver force. So what we're going to do here is same drill, drop, raise, twist the hip. Now you don't have to go that fast. When we do the drill for the second week, what I want you to do is drop, raise, twist and pull. See how that goes? Drop, raise, twist and pull. Drop, raise, twist and pull. This starts getting your hips into it. This is an intermediate to the final form. And again, 20 a day of this, each hand, for a week. In the second week, we'll learn you how to do this. Drop, raise, twist and pull. Drop, raise, twist and pull. Both hands. Now that would be all well and good if that's what we did, but you're not really getting the full benefit of power or a snap. A snap starts when your hips pull the sword along into the shot. And this is where it gets complicated, and this is the last one. This is why you have to practice the movements for the first 2 drills for the first 2 weeks. The third week, this is what you do. Drop, twist and raise, and pull it in. It gets you on the quarter beat. Drop, twist and raise, and pull it in. Notice how high my hand is. Drop, raise, and turn. What it looks like is a shot. If I do it real slow, I hit, right? That's equivalent to this. Drop, raise, and I bring all that force into the shot. Drop, and all that force. Now I'm going to do it real slow. Nice and powerful. That's the basic blow. That's the teardrop side return. Take your time, get the movements each way. Okay? Now, the last part that I was going to tell you about is how to turn this into an offside shot. This is different from any offside you've ever thrown. It's simple once you have the method of doing it. To do this, and also with the drill to do this looks like this. Drop, raise and turn, but I bring my elbow up and I limbo underneath the sword. Strike an offside. Drop, raise, boom. That way I can switch from onside to offside in my combination flowing as often as I want. And if you're wondering about the force you get with it, take it from here. Nice and solid. Nice and solid. That's the offside variation. All right, hopefully this helps. If you have questions, you know where to reach me.